Okay, so Tesla share prices have gone pretty weird, right? And one of the biggest things about Tesla share prices is I get a lot of texts. Have you seen the Tesla share prices? Well, I'm just like, yeah, it's over $1,500 a share. Should I invest? Well, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know. You do whatever you want to do with your money. And I think it's a problem when they jump now at the money aspect of it. And I think that's kind of one of the things that's really driving the prices up too. When it comes to finances, especially when you're talking about investments, it's kind of a crapshoot, regardless of what you're doing. I mean, throughout history, there's obviously been a lot of people who made money off of shares and, investing in the company. But there's also been a ton of people who've lost money. So for me, it's a really interesting question to have asked, should I invest into Tesla? So I'm going to put it this way to you guys. Ultimately, it's your money, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm pretty bad with finances, to be honest. So I am like the last person in the world that you want to ask. But when it comes to Tesla and when it comes to Tesla as a company and what they're doing, there's a lot of talk every day about, are the share prices too high? What's causing the prices to go up? So there are some things I think that are causing the prices to go up. One of the biggest things obviously has to be that throughout Q1, Tesla has managed to deliver over 90,000 vehicles. This is a very big deal when you're looking at what everybody would have predicted that Tesla can do. When you look at the automakers in general, every other automaker, they've kind of failed at this in Q1. Whereas Tesla is kind of really succeeded in this area. And of course, that's going to drive prices up. But then, of course, we're talking about the Q1 earnings. Did they actually make a profit? Now, we don't know this. At the time I'm recording this video, I don't know this yet. But everybody's speculating that they actually may have made a profit. Okay, so basically now we have Q1 delivery numbers. Obviously, the Q1 profit or loss, but everybody's expecting a profit. And then there's a few other things. We got things such as the S&P 500. Okay, there is Tesla being eligible to be part of the S&P 500 is obviously a big deal, but is it easy money for a lot of people who are starting to invest into Tesla? So the reason I call this video easy money or lucky money is because for a lot of people who have a very good sense of future, right? Innovation. You look at a company and say, this is what the company stands for. This is where the company is planning on going. And you have to remember, you're playing a predictive algorithm within yourself. That's really what you're doing. And so where is the company going? If you look at the company at large, we kind of saw this coming. Getting the stocks up to 1,000 was not necessarily something that people didn't expect. It was just a question of when that was going to happen. I know many people that thought, hey, you know what? Tesla stocks will hit 1,000 somewhere around 2023. I've had that actually sent to me. And other people who are saying, no, I think Tesla stocks will be, no more than 500 at one point. So it depends on the people that you're talking to. In my case, I think Tesla is one of those stocks that you literally have to kind of pay attention to and understand what the company at large is doing and understand what Tesla and Elon is actually planning. When it comes to stocks, you're looking at the future all the time. But easy money or lucky money. So easy money is based on the fact that if you're investing money into Tesla, especially when we're talking at like $200, $300, $400 a share, you were able to do that as long as you could make easy money from that because you knew the company was going to grow. It was obvious from the get-go. And I think only now people are starting to kind of figure this part out. I dare you, go out on your streets, go for a 5, 10, 15-minute drive, and you're going to be able to start counting Teslas. And the reason for this is because obviously people love the cars. Everybody kind of based a lot of their prices with regards to stocks on the idea that the big auto is going to come around, and once they come around, they're going to basically wipe the floor with, a small company such as Tesla. But that's all you've ever heard. You keep hearing they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. And then in the early days, fellow YouTubers that I've talked to, people are talking about, well, this company is coming up with this car, that company is coming out with this car. There's plenty and an abundance of cars that have been showcased that should be, maybe, eventually will be coming, some which have been released. But the problem is they don't really stand up to Tesla. So those of you who kept an eye on this stuff and started kind of looking at making sense of it, that's really where the easy money came in. You knew that if you invest into the stock early when it was low, you have a chance to make easy money. Now, there is such thing as lucky money. And so the question is, for a lot of people, was this lucky money? Yes, absolutely. The lucky part comes in at the point where Tesla at one point almost failed. There was, I believe it was just within hours away from failing. And so technically speaking, based on that price alone, you could look at Tesla shares and a lot of the people who've actually made money off of Tesla stock right now as lucky money. If Elon wouldn't have been able to secure the funds, ultimately things would have gone really, really bad for Tesla and the investors. But what is it today? So today, if you're looking at the share prices, it's over $1,500 a share. And well, that kind of raises a new question. You see, the biggest issue I will have with this is at $1,500 a share, this is kind of tricky now, because with the possibility of Tesla being on the S&P 500, which is almost a guarantee that it's going to raise the prices. With the S&P 500, people are going to start taking Tesla a lot more seriously. And if they do that, now there's going to be a demand for shares. Hence, unless Tesla actually issues more shares or they do a split, but there's going to be a demand for it. So that 1,500 in reality, if you're asking me, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're asking me, I think that 1,500 is actually quite low. It's very possible for the shares to hit $3,000 a share. And if Tesla reports a profit for Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 of this year, for all 4 quarters, basically, for this year, I think the share prices are going to just skyrocket. They're going to go absolutely crazy. Now, this would be considered lucky money, because you're playing a very interesting speculation. You're playing, can Tesla actually become profitable for every quarter, basically, this year? And while doing that, can they also increase production and do more deliveries? It's kind of a very speculative. So it's technically, it's lucky money if you actually end up making more money off of it. But it is easy money to invest into Tesla. And if not for today, then for tomorrow. Because if you're investing even at $1,500 a share, if you're investing for the long term, this company has a much greater potential than what we're seeing. Tesla is not a company that is focused strictly on cars. There's just so many things involved in what Tesla is capable of doing. There's absolutely a huge abundance of things that Tesla works with. I think ultimately it is your choice, your call. Is Tesla shares a good investment? That ultimately, at this point, I still say yes. Is Tesla a risky investment? I think to a degree, yes, but not to as a high of a degree as many think. Then again, every single share that you buy and any investment you make in this world comes with a risk. You just have to decide, is that risk worth the possible reward? That's really what it comes down to. All right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a comment, leave me your thoughts. I'm very curious to see what you think and where your mindset is at when it comes to Tesla shares and Tesla as a company overall. That's it. Hopefully you guys are driving safe and staying safe. Till the next video, have yourselves a nice day. Bye-bye. Night day. I can't talk. Have yourselves a nice day. Bye.